So you're an aspiring agent here in the beautiful state of Florida, or you've been an experienced agent and you're having some trouble with house hunting. At the date of this video, we're in 2022 and we've had a couple of years of just some rough times showing homes. So in this part, we're going to help guide you as an agent for house hunting here in Florida. And just to be honest, it hasn't been easy. So here are some things to help you move forward. So stick around. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with eXp Realty, coming at you with another session to help you out and build you as an agent. I'm coming with you from a lot of experience as a single agent, a buyer's agent, a operations manager, a team lead, and being an agent just in 3 different states. But I wanted to give you the best information I can so that you cannot become a statistic and you actually become a very successful realtor. They say that you are the sum of the 5 people that you listen to. Let me be one of these voices to help you get you where you want to go. So let's get started. Let's get into this. House hunting here in the entire state of Florida is definitely not easy. Now, we've seen a big shift in the market as buyers. If you've been in this market for any amount of time or you're brand new, it's been pretty difficult because of 3 main things. The first thing that we have with our buyers is we have a lack of inventory. When I first got into this industry here in Florida, we had 3 or 4 times as much as we currently do in our MLS here on the Emerald Coast of Florida. Absolutely insane. We've been seeing that across the board. The market conditions have made it very difficult as well because the buying power that the buyers have is diminished by the amount of other people that have been coming in that have cash or in a better situation. And because the inventory is so low and everything's so competitive, and that people were moving here because of the COVID-19 crisis, they were moving to this area and to our state, it's become a bit more difficult. And of course, the expectations, the problems, expectations of what people out of the state are expecting in our market in comparison to theirs. That's always been an issue you're finding in house hunting anywhere since I've ever been doing real estate. But these are the 3 main problems that we have. So let's talk about the 5 things that we can do to help mitigate these issues. First and foremost is to set expectations early. When you're talking with a buyer that's moving to the area or upgrading in a certain area or something, you need to sit down with these buyers. Now, if you're one of those people that like to talk on the phone, you can do that. Best case, since we've been seeing for people moving out of state and coming here, has been a Zoom meeting, where you have a face-to-face time, or any other application like that would definitely work. Or better yet, sit in person where you have one-on-one and actually go over what's going on in our market and set expectations. Now, here's what I typically like to do and what I train my agents to do when they are actually doing this, is that we go over the market, the current state of the market, where it's going, and our expectations. So we talk about what that is first, okay? The second part is we talk about our process, the Whittemore Group's process on what we do to get you from point A to point B. So having no idea what's going on all the way to keys in hand as a homeowner. So we walk them through our process and what to expect through that entire process. Then after that, we go through and listen to what they want to get. Now this is really good because at this point, they're going to tell us that we want a $400,000 home and we want this, this, and this. And now we can even show them while they're in front of us via Zoom and show them a screen and be like, there's really no inventory at 400,000. You need to be closer to 600,000, right? Or somebody, they will come into your market and be like, I want a vacation condo for 200,000, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, Gulf view. And we're like, yeah, if I would have saw that, I would have bought it. You would have never got to it in the first place. No, this doesn't exist. We're not going to find that. So taking that to do those and setting those expectations makes a huge, huge difference. And that's number 1 to help mitigate the house hunting part in Florida. One thing too that I want to add to this is when you do a buyer's consultation, we'll call it a buyer strategy session. You could call it an investor strategy session. Depends on what sort of market that you're in residential real estate. I want you to qualify those people for 3 things. The things I want you to go at the end of the consult to determine whether you want to work with this client or not is, first of all, are they financially ready? Can they afford to do what they asked to do? Okay? And if not, have you set them to somebody that can help them find that out? Okay? Number 2 is to make sure that they have some amount of urgency. Is there a timeline? Because if there's no timeline, they could just be wasting your time while somebody else in your city or in your area needs your help, and they're taking that away. Okay? So somebody with no urgency, no timeline, I wouldn't work with them. And third is having what we like to call being emotionally ready, meaning that they have the capacity to actually write an offer and go through this entire process. I wish that there was an easy way to describe this. It really isn't. And when it comes to that, the people that are actually signing on the paper aren't the only decision makers, even though they're the one financing it. And it could be, we think another decision maker is probably a spouse or maybe a mother-in-law that's with them, but it could be anything. I actually had somebody that was in the military, was in the U.S. Air Force, and her mother from, several states away had a decision authority on her purchasing. She had everything else, but she didn't have the emotional maturity or emotional readiness to make a decision on her own. That was my fault for not understanding that in the first place, and because of that, we never actually closed on anything because I never talked to that other decision maker, so she never trusted me. Whatever. So that's setting expectations early. Number 2 is let the clients know about what's happening now and what's going to happen in the future, or what we project. If you don't know what's going to happen in the future, ask the other people around your office, ask people on your team, ask your coach, and see what's getting on and going on with our industry, or just look it up online. There's lots of different resources for you to figure that out. But for your specific area, that's when you need to reach out to your local expertise. But definitely let them know what those conditions are now. So that way, when you get to a point and the inventory shrunk and you're like, hey, I wanted to prep you, we're going to have to come in strong for you to win these because you're going to be competing with 12 other offers. They know that prior to going in and being like, yeah, I want to offer $10,000 off the list price. You know this has 10 other offers, right? You never set that expectation, so it's your fault. Sorry. All right, number 3, create a plan based on their situation. Big part of creating that plan is going, okay, when we find something, we'll just say in low inventory, give me a call. I will get the earliest showing that goes with your schedule as well as mine, and we'll get out there and do a video tour. Now you have a plan, okay? Or a plan could be just as based as soon as you get a pre-approval or pre-qualification from one of our local lenders that I suggested to you, then at that point we'll schedule time for you to come here, and then we'll go out and see homes. It doesn't have to be elaborate, but schedule that plan out so they know what the next things are that you're going to do. Number 4 is find out the real needs based on their timeline. So that's one of those things that we do in our setting expectations early, was listening to what they need. Okay, listening what they want, what they need. Tell me everything about your future home, whatever you want to tell them. And when you're listening to this and you're listening to it and they mention something that's completely out in left field, you're like, well, we might find something that has A, B, and C, but just know because we don't have a whole lot of inventory right now, you may have to sacrifice, A and B and get C, or get C and B but not A within this amount of time frame. Mentally prepare your buyers to go, you may not get everything you want if you want to close on a house within the time frame that you need. Set that expectation. That way it's not like, I thought I could get a 100% house. Now they know prior to actually going in that it's not going to be the reality, and you're going to prove it to them. And some people are super stubborn, and they will continue to just fall on their face until they finally recognize it. Give them some validity, help them out, help them save face and go, yeah, I mean, you were sort of right, don't say sort of right. You were right, this and that, but we're in this situation. Yeah, I guess we are. Yeah, okay, whatever, buddy. All right, and anyway, not that I'm being disingenuous here, but sometimes people just don't want to listen. All right, and the last but not least is if you can wait it out, all right? If your buyers can wait it out, that's awesome. Because at least in today's market here in mid-2022, we're seeing a transitional market. We're transitioning from a super seller's market back over to a transitional buyer's market. So that being said, with the scrunch in inventory, the market conditions, where the rates are going up, so there's less buying power, so we have a less pool of competing buyers, and we can kind of set their expectations of, hey, wait another 6 months and you'll probably find what you're looking for, but just know that it's going to be at a higher interest rate and the market's not going to crash. Prices are just correcting to fair market value, then great. But if they can't, you're going to have to expect that you've got to be aggressive with those offers, because everybody else is still trying to dig in to the last bit of it for the end of the year or whatever the market conditions are. Let them know, set that expectation, once again, that if you can't wait it out, we're going to have to be aggressive with our offers to get the home that you really want. Okay? So that's what I have for you for house hunting here in Florida, and how to mitigate that. This could be something else in all other states as well, but we know this is a consistent thing that we have here in Florida. So if you have any questions about what I mentioned here, please leave it here in the comments below. And of course, if you are in our local area here in Northwest Florida, curious about joining our team or just getting into eXp Realty using me as one of your mentors or coach, I'd be happy to chat with you about that. So give me a call, text, email, find me on social media. I'm happy to at least discuss it with you and hopefully get you in the right direction for you to be successful. But again, I'm Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group here with eXp Realty, and we'll see you in our next video. Take care.